What is up, guys?
Welcome back to another video,
I'm here with Education Box,
and I'm also here with Curious Einstein.
so we're both here at the same time.
Yes,
The cubic equations.
yes. So today we'll be going over how to solve a cubic equation. So if you don't know what a cubic equation is, it is basically where x is to the third power.
So cubic equation general format would be ax cubed minus bx squared plus ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. And in this case, as we can see, we have a cubic equation,
which is x cubed minus 3x squared plus 3x minus 1 is all equal to 0.
And it should always be equal to 0 to start this method, which we are not calling, it's called
the discriminant method.
So here we have our different variables, a, b, c, and d, and they're equal to a is equal to 1.
B is equal to minus 3, of course, since it's the coefficient of x squared.
C is equal to 3.
And then d is equal to negative 1.
And they're all in the equation, so 1 times x cubed, negative 3 times x squared,
and 3 times x, 2 times x,
and negative 1 times x to the power 0, which is 1. And so we have these different things called discriminants. So there's discriminant naught, which is equal to b squared minus 3ac. Then there's discriminant 1, or delta naught and delta 1, which is equal to 2b cubed minus 9abc plus 27a squared d.
And then there's finally just delta, which is a pretty big formula. So it is equal to delta 1 squared minus 4 delta naught cubed, all divided by 27a squared.
Then we have C, which is different from the C here. And that C is a huge formula. We'll go through that later. And then finally, we have the solving of the equation, which happens all the way at the end.
Yeah.
So now let's begin. So as you can see, we've done all the workings because this is an extremely complex video. It'll probably take like 15,372 hours to finish the video. So we've done all the calculations beforehand, but we'll still go through them with you. So delta naught, which is equal to 2 times b cubed minus, no, that's the wrong one. The other one, which is delta naught, is b squared minus 3ac.
Yeah.
And that comes over to 9 minus 9, which is equal to 0.
Yeah.
Delta 1
is equal to 2b squared minus 9abc plus 27a squared d, as mentioned previously, which all comes together when we do some things. It becomes the 2 multiplied by negative 27. When you substitute all of the values in, it becomes 2 times minus 27 minus 9 times minus 9 plus 27 times negative 1, which all comes to negative 54 plus 81 minus 27, which all comes to 0 again.
And so, in the final part, we can see delta itself. Since everything in delta, as mentioned before, delta was delta 1 squared minus 4 delta is not cubed, all divided by 27a squared. Since pretty much everything is a 0,
anything divided by 0 is still going to be a 0.
So delta is equal to
0 as well.
Now we have the extremely complicated formula for the variable c. Now c is the cube root of the square root of delta 1 squared minus 4 delta cubed, delta naught cubed, or is it delta or the delta
1 cubed? Yeah.
And this is a whole, and the square root, then plus delta 1 all divided and delta 1 divided by 2, and that is quite a formula, and we probably shouldn't try solving that when there's a lot of stuff for the sake of a video.
However, since delta 1 and delta naught and delta 1 again are all equal to 0, C will also be equal to 0 as well, since again, if you're dividing anything by 0, it will always be 0 in the end.
So now we have the final formula. And this is quite a complex formula as well. This formula is negative b plus u to the power n c plus delta naught divided by u and c in brackets and all divided by 3a. So, but there are a few variables that you may not understand. That's because they weren't mentioned previously. They're actually u and n. N is equal to 1, 2, or 3. Meanwhile, u is equal to
-1 plus the square root of -3 divided by 2. And as we can see that the square root of -3 is an imaginary number, since there is no answer to the square root of -3.
We call it whatever 1.7 approximately I.
Yeah.
So now we've got to solve this, but again, we have a huge advantage because for the sake of this video, we turned everything into 0.
Yeah.
So what happens is all of these being 0 cancel out. And after we cancel them out, the equation looks a lot nicer and neater, which is when we're going to substitute in b and 3a and everything, and we'll solve the equation to give us our answer. So we have negative b over 3a.
Yeah.
A is 1, so this is 3. This is just 3. And since b is -3, -3 times -1, which is what the negative stands for,
Yeah.
is equal to, that's slightly concerning, is equal to 3. So we have 3 over 3.
Which is all equal to 1. So therefore 1 would be an answer to this cubic equation, but it is only one of the answers.
Yeah. Since this is 0, there may only be one answer according to the discriminants. The discriminant of a quadratic equation, by the way, is b squared minus 4ac. If that is less than 0, then there may be no real answers and 2 complex / imaginary answers. And if it's above 0, then there is 2 real answers. And if it's neither and it's 0, then there may only be one answer for the equation. Now, since this is a cubic equation, there are other rules. We haven't brought them for this video for entertainment's sake, and the fact that this is a video for beginners who don't know about cubic equations. We can include a lot of stuff, so we've decided that we're just simply going to include this formula, and if we plug 1 into the formula, we get 1 cubed, which is equal to 1. So we're going to write it down. 1 cubed, which is equal to 1, minus 3 times 1 squared, which is equal to 3, plus 3 minus 1. And plus 3 and minus 3 cancel, minus 1 and this cancel, and that is equal to 0.
Yes.
And you know what 0 means in a cubic equation? It's correct.
Yes.
Which is why we're here, to teach you how to solve these and get the correct answer for x. So thank you guys so much for watching our video, simplified cubic equations basically. Be sure to smash that like button and
subscribe.
And as always,
thanks for watching.